Hello aspirants, welcome to OPSC NEXUS. This series is for Indian polity which is designed for OPSC OCS preliminary exam. I will be discussing some important topics in each class along with the PYQ which are being asked repeatedly in OPSC preliminary exam. So let's start. Today's topic is preamble. In today's class, we are going to discuss what is preamble, important dates and points to remember in preamble, amendments to preamble, landmark cases related to preamble, PYQ in UPSC and OPSC from preamble. Alright, so moving on, you can see the preamble of Indian Constitution in my screen. So if you are a serious aspirant, you have to remember the preamble, each and every word along with the comma, full stop and the dates mentioned. So it starts like we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status of opportunity and to promote among them all. Fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves the Constitution. Alright, so I will be making more simplified it in my next slides. So what you have to remember is what is we the people of India in it, and you have to remember the philosophical word sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and here under justice what are mentioned, under liberty what are mentioned, under equality what are the things mentioned, and under fraternity what are the things mentioned, because in exam it may come like it may ask for liberty and they will be adding social, economic and political, some option will be like that for example. So you have to remember it by heart so that you can answer all the questions, but I will be making simplified each and everything in my next slide. If you are going through this video, you no need to read any books for preamble, because we are discussing all the important topics and all the questions here. Alright, so here the first thing you have to remember is the dates. On January 22nd, 1947, what happened? The objective resolution introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. This question was asked already in OPSC, that it is introduced by whom. There will be option like B.R. Ambedkar, Rajendra Prasad or Jawaharlal Nehru. So you have to remember that this is introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. So it was the basis of the preamble. After that, on November 26, 1949, Constitution adopted by the Constituent Assembly. So obviously, if the Constitution is being adopted, it means preamble was also adopted formally. So when it is adopted? It is adopted on November 26, 1949. Next, on January 26, 1950, Constitution came into effect. So obviously, preamble also came into effect and it became operational. So what you understood is, on January 22, 1947, objective resolution passed. November 26, 1949, it was adopted. Then January 26, 1950, Constitution came into effect. So each and every word are important here. So it will come in question. So you should not get confused between came into effect, objective resolution introduced or adopted. So you have to thoroughly remember the dates along with the significant. All right. So it was preamble is amended only once. You have to remember this. That is on 1976 through 42nd constitutional amendment. So what happened? Three words were added to the preamble. What are those? You have to remember like SSI. So socialist, secular and integrity. Alright. Now moving on. What are the important points? So now we are breaking the preamble into many parts. What is source of authority? The question has already come that from where the preamble derives its power, or from where the constitution derives its power. So what is the source of authority? We the people of India is what? So many options will be there. So it is the source of authority. All right. Next, nature of the state. You have to remember that what are the philosophy of Indian constitution, on what basis Indian constitution is formed, or India the state, on what basis it is formed. So they are sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. You have to remember the meaning of sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic. Sovereign means free from external control. Socialist means commitment to social and economic justice. Secular means equal respect for all religion. Democratic means government by the people for the people. Republic means elected head of state, not hereditary. This is very very important to remember because questions are already being asked on this. All right. Then objective of the constitution. I have already told you that you have to remember the preamble so that when there will be a question for justice, suppose they have given social, economic, political, and something else they have added. So you have to remember it is only three things: social, economic, and political. Liberty, thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Equality, status of opportunity. Fraternity, dignity of the individual, and unity and integrity of the nation. Now the next part is from where we have borrowed what. So from French Revolution we have borrowed liberty, equality and fraternity. From American Constitution we have borrowed the popular sovereignty. Then objective revolution resolution, which was already introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. So from where the preambles, the content came, it came from the objective resolution by Jawaharlal Nehru. So it became the foundation of preamble. Now very important things to remember is the landmark cases related to preamble. So the first case was Berubari Union case, which happened in 1960. The key holding or the key judgment is the Supreme Court held that preamble is not part of the constitution. It is only an introduction. Then the second case, Sajjan Singh case, it was a transitional stage where the preamble was given little importance, but it was not told that it is a part of the constitution. The next very important case, Kesavananda Bharati case, which held in 1973, where which is very famous for the basic structure doctrine. Here you have to remember that it is the first time when it was accepted that preamble is part of the Indian constitution. So it is already asked in our preliminary exam. Now the next case is Union of India versus LIC of India. Here the Supreme Court has reaffirmed that preamble is integral part of Indian constitution. Alright, so very important cases are these three. Berubari case where constitution, I'm sorry, the preamble is not part of the constitution. Then in Kesavananda Bharati case, what happened? It was accepted that preamble is part of the Indian constitution. And the third case where it is reaffirmed that preamble is part of Indian constitution, integral part of Indian constitution, and you have to remember these years also. Then moving on to the PYQ from OPSC. So I have not put all the options because I know if you are a serious aspirant, you are definitely going through all the PYQ. So just to remember here, I have only added the question and the answer. So which in 2021 it was asked that which word were added to preamble by 22nd amendment. So the answer is socialist, secular and integrity. So now you can answer the question from our class itself. The next question is the ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity in the preamble are borrowed from which revolution? French Revolution. Next, the preamble declares India as a republic. What does republic signify? So I already told that you have to remember the meaning of republic, democratic, etc. So here it is elected head, not hereditary. Next question is which case declared the preamble as a part of constitution? Obviously this is Kesavananda Bharati case 1973. Now moving to the PYQ from UPSC. Which one of the following factors constitutes the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? It is separation of power. So here why it is related to preamble is the liberty word is given and you should remember what does liberty mean. Now next question is which one of the following objective is not embodied in the preamble to the Constitution of India? So if you have already remember the entire preamble and if you'll just in your exam you'll recall, you will come to know liberty is not economic liberty. All right. Then the preamble enshrine certain ideals. Which of the following are not included? So there were so many options where the UPSC wanted to test your knowledge on justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. Maybe something was added. You can check in the options so that you can answer the questions. Next, the preamble declares India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Which of these were added later? So obviously it is SSI. So I have only added few questions from the PYQ. You can check the PYQ. You will get so many questions which is related to preamble and you can answer it all if you have gone through this class thoroughly. All right. So thank you so much. If you have any question, you can add in comment section so I will be answering to it. And if you want this PDF, you can join the Telegram channel of OPSC Nexus. For upcoming classes, please subscribe this channel. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next important topic.